Welcome in, Weather Impact Live. You got Mike Prangley.
Yes.
I'm Lou Turner. Good to see you streaming with you here on First Coast News. Good to see you, Mike.
First thing, how's the family?
Great. Everybody's
you
great.
Had a swim meet, I understand.
Yeah, had a big swim and got it all in. We had the early morning sessions.
Okay.
So
early's best.
And at least Friday, we had those afternoon storms on Friday.
Right.
Essentially, and this meet was over at Episcopal. And, warm up started at 3:30, and I think we had those rolling thunderstorms right around 1 to 2. And they all fizzled and fell apart right as they were getting in the pool. It worked out great.
That's perfect.
And then early morning swim Saturday, Sunday. So it was awesome.
Very good.
It worked out well. How's your physical health?
Physical health, good.
A lot of exercise.
Burn boot camp. Wife's keeping me in shape. We try to hit that burn every day.
Every day.
4:30 p.m. Doesn't matter.
4:30 p.m. every day.
I got to make sure I'm awake, alert, and ready to go.
Gosh, you're a monster. You're a machine. I don't think people realize that.
That is not true.
Your energy is always high, but people don't realize it. This man's.
I'm looking forward to doing a workout in your garage.
I'd love that.
I've heard there's stories about you go to Lou's garage. That's where the world workout is. I mean, it's where you really get in real shape.
We did a workout. Well, I say it was me and all my personalities.
Did you have music going?
Oh, yeah. Keep the music going.
Okay.
My thermometer in the garage was 89.
That reminds me. That's what I did. I do that. I love working out in a hot garage.
It's not bad.
It's better than a hot yoga. Although I've never done hot yoga, but
it gets the heart rate's up. You get a good sweat. You're still your body is warm, so you're not worried about injuries or anything like that. At least I don't. I put that out of my mind. It
pumps me up.
Yeah, and then I went and bought a fan though. So
that's good.
There is a fan that's going to circulate some air. But that's
good
great.
Deal.
We've had the heat, we've had the humidity, and that's made its glorious triumphant
Now
return.
today we did our weather team lowered our rain chances a bit, so we got the forecast right. We had all the folks that was full of lots of people paying their respects here on Memorial Day. That's the memorial wall you're looking at here in downtown Jacksonville. And what we were talking about this morning is that eternal flame. You can almost see it there, and
right there below the flag. And
we were tracking showers. Of course, we were tracking showers. We saw these big billowing clouds to the east, but we said these were more of a coastal thing, and we should be okay downtown until we start to heat up. Maybe later this morning, early afternoon, maybe more of a better chance.
It's a great ceremony, but it's also a great, of course, Memorial Day today, the time to remember. It's a good time, a good spot anytime if you have a few minutes. Parking's easy, and you go to that wall, and it's interesting. It's, of course, anybody who's died, in the line of service here from Jacksonville, they've got it separated by high school. Have you ever noticed that?
I didn't see the high school part.
Yeah.
World War I, World War II,
yes.
Korean,
and they've got
Vietnam.
that kind of timetable, and then you will see, and then of course highlighted in gold are the names of those who have won, I shouldn't say won, were given or earned the Medal of Honor, Congressional Medal of Honor. But so you've got it divided. You'll see on their Raines High School. You'll see on their Rebault. You'll see Fletcher.
I think I do remember.
It's a very unique tribute, kind of in the same vein of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, the Korean Memorial up in Washington, D.C.
And it's one of the bigger walls in the whole country, right?
Yeah.
This is right here in our backyard.
And names have been added, post 9/11 and War on Terror, things like that. So it's
something to check out if you have not.
You got to check it out. This is such a military town, and a lot of towns can lay claim to being a military town, certainly. But we've got so many bases around, so many families that do, have given it all, and so go check it out. Whether it's today or any other day, you're around downtown. That wall is special, and currently, you look at those feels like temperatures.
95 already. So that's one of the spots. So I do lots of runs here around downtown, but going through there, you said it's relaxing. That's kind of like one of my quiet spots where I pay respects. And today for runners, I said, well, once we get to like late morning, early afternoon, we're talking about more treadmill weather, because once you get to 95, that runner index is pretty low. So I'd wait till sunset.
Unless you do it early, like you said, early morning, late evening on the treadmill. This is a nice shot from our weather watcher, Andrea.
Andrea reminding us why we actually pay our respects on Memorial Day. It's all about remembering those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. So that just was a beautiful picture we shared this morning on Good Morning Jacksonville.
Driving into work, I was driving past, and Bowles always does a great job. A lot of schools do, but they line San Jose. There must be 1,000 little American flags. It's a nice tradition they do out there. Bob and Fernandina, appreciate it.
What do you think of that?
Bob is our pro.
He is.
Photog.
Look at that picture. So a shower, one of those coastal showers we saw sprout up this morning. And at Fernandina, we actually had a couple different showers move through. So a lot of folks in Nassau County were saying, yeah, bring it on. For folks that have beach plans, the big theme was it's not going to be an all day. We're talking about good beach weather today because here's why. Look at Doppler radar right now. Let's zoom in. There's Brunswick, St. Simons, Jekyll Island's had a couple rounds of rain already this morning. We still have, most of that shower activity should start dissipating, and notice kind of the heating's going to be shifting now from the ocean to the inland areas, and that's why as we go through the next few hours, we're not really worried about the coastal areas as much as areas from I-95 back to the west. But notice it looks like most of the heavy rain is dissipating. That includes Fernandina. We go back to Mayport, Ponte Vedra, into St. Johns County. Yeah, there's a little shower out toward Nocatee. So maybe the pickleball player's not too happy with me right now. We said,
listen, they got to that court. Rain or shine, you got to play. You got to get it in. And I'm not seeing, at least in those scans, any lightning. There's some just offshore, but that's
not too much.
Not too much, and so just dealing with some rain, and that'll be quick. And notice the flow; everything's kind of out of the south.
Right there. Yeah, we're going to be watching that flow this week carefully. St. Augustine, of course, they have their ceremonies honoring our fallen heroes. That's going on, just getting started. So the good news is the forecast was for things to dry out there, and certainly much drier after some good downpours along A1A and King Street. But again, watching inland areas, we look at the St. Augustine forecast, and there it is. The latest model's dropping that rain chance to 20% or less. And this afternoon, that sea breeze will blow those storms well inland with the convergence. What I'm excited about for folks in our area, that nice southeast breeze really kicking up, so it'll feel good. We need that on a hot day, so mid-80s along the coast, much better. The fort, I think you get free admission today at the fort.
Oh, okay.
So that'll feel good out there. But when you add in the humidity again, it's a different story. Let's look at Jacksonville Beach, and we're talking again low to mid-80s, very low chances of rain this afternoon. UV index 10. Lou, you've got your sunscreen ready?
Oh yeah, I'm always in a 40. And always wearing my hat. I've got the big straw hat.
You have the long brimmed hat. That's
long
good.
Brim hat. I went out I did my yard work yesterday and the day before, kind of spread it out over a couple of days. And
that's good. That's sun. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes when that UV's
quick.
10.
You'll burn quick. And
water temp.
It's getting close, isn't it? And in fact, in the river right now, if you're jet skiing or doing the wakeboarding, water skiing, that river temp's getting up in those low 80s. So I saw reading at Buckman at 83.
I've got some pool temps now coming in the mid-80s.
Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my pool, we opened the pool this weekend.
Oh, good.
We did the official watermelon dive, which kicks off the Turner family pool season.
Okay.
And it feels great. I'm gonna guess I don't have the duck thermometer floating around.
Is it like the cannonball? You say watermelon and stuff.
Yeah, and it's
like Scrooge.
It's a head first cannonball. Yes. So I grab my knees and I
go in. I love it.
It's deep enough.
Did you get video? That could be a good shorty.
I didn't do it.
All right, I'm
rolling shirtless. I'm not trying to put a shorty together.
Oh, people will love it. Give them what they want.
Give the people what they need, what they deserve. But the water temperatures are ticking up, Mike, which is a good point. We get to that 80-degree mark, and then we won't look back until we get to November.
I know. Hey, for fishermen, Captain Alvarez, I haven't heard.
What's he doing?
I think he's out there. I haven't heard from him yet today. I think he might be already be out there, and it's a bit choppy. Look at the intercoastal choppy. We talked about that wind picking up this afternoon, sending those sea breezes inland. The surf, there's 3 to 5 feet, 4 to 6.
4 to 6 seas. I think with those showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms just offshore, stirring things up just a bit. So it might be a bumpy little fish, especially if you're doing the you're anchoring up at some of the wrecks. You bump a little bit. Get
just kind of go back and forth.
Should be okay, but.
It's when you have the hors d'oeuvres out, like the cheese and the crackers.
It can get everywhere. It's going everywhere.
I'm holding the plate. I can see it now.
You ever had Vienna sausage before? Have you had a sausage out of the can? That was my grandfather. That was my grandfather's go-to fishing snack.
So that way he wouldn't have to worry about it going everywhere.
Just crack the can open, eat those little things. And I are they good? No. Are they reminiscent of childhood and what you have with a snack of your grandfather? Absolutely. But I would get seasick offshore fishing.
You would, okay.
Yeah, but that, for whatever reason, here, eat some of this, always snap me out of it.
Yeah, my granddad would bring kielbasa.
Oh, kielbasa on the boat. That's a hearty meal.
I I see where we get our roots.
We're
proud of our grandparents.
Oh
by the way.
my God, no kidding.
Boy, we're so lucky. All the grandfather, we would sit out on the porch and talk about the rain on that porch with the awning, and just so relaxing.
Did you have any other meteorologists in your family? Did you have? You said your grandfather would talk.
No, but we were all weather nerds.
Aware.
I felt like we were all into weather in my family. My dad was the one that was into weather.
My dad too.
Well. Your dad really.
We
was.
had to because we work at a
would...
marina, so you're having to be weather aware. You're watching. It was always when we're on the docks. It was interesting to listen to him and another one of his coworkers. Mott was his name, and he just knew where the thunderstorm was going. You know what I mean? Like that one. We see it. We'd be in Fripp, South Carolina, and inland of Fripp is Beaufort, and then south of Fripp is Hilton Head. And so we'd look out, and he'd be like, "That storm's over Hilton Head. That's the one we got to worry about. That one over Beaufort right now, it's only 5 miles away. That's not the one we got to worry about. It's the one that's to our south." He taught you about
just a natural.
So
it's in our blood, and my dad would. He would always seem to nail the snow forecast. So in Maryland, I would be looking for snow, buoy. So we would always seem to miss the big ones. And I was all excited. Hey, we're going to get a foot of snow.
Yeah.
He'd say, settle down, son.
Settle down.
And
you're
then
going
put
to school, buddy.
Forecast on the fridge. He would have 2 inches of snow. And it would make me so mad I wouldn't talk to him at dinner. And I had my 7-inch forecast.
Yeah.
8 inches.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, because he would usually do really well in those forecasts.
He lived it. Yeah. He knew those 7-8 inches were a little more rare
for sure
than little Prangley wanted.
For sure. So, hey, talking family, hopefully you're spending time with your family, friends, and, of course, remembering the reason for today. Fishing is a little choppy out there, but you be a little extra careful. There's the temperatures. Main story, Lou, we're talking about some treadmill weather this afternoon. There's our feels like temperature up to 100. Even the beaches, though, feeling like the low to mid-80s from St. Simon's Island. That includes coastal Nassau. Look at that. We're talking about Fernandina, Mayport, St. Augustine, low to mid-90s. But it's really I think we've only shown this once this year. This is pretty much the hottest it's felt all year, 100, for Jacksonville. We take a look at stay hydrated. Here's my rule of the day. It's a +3 day.
Okay.
So if the invitation for your lunch says +1, you're allowed to take +3.
Yeah.
Because Mike said
three extra bottles of water. On a normal day, a normal guy, you're not exerting yourself yet. You should probably be drinking just a normal day. Especially with this heat,
it's a lot of water.
You're walking around 6 bottles of water. That's a lot. Now, if you don't want to burn through all the plastic, you're talking about 12, 24, 36, 48, 72 ounces, give or take, of water.
No,
just get a gallon, man, and house it.
If you're running, roughing it in the heat, which we don't recommend, electrolytes. I have a big container of electrolytes. I'll mix in the water, and that you want to do it well before your run. So we talked about this. At least a couple hours before you run, you want to make sure you're hydrated and have those electrolytes on a day like today.
Sodium and potassium. Get the sodium potassium pump going.
It makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. That energy will go. So let's look at the rest afternoon. I think we'll see you this. I'll see you at noon today, and I bet at noon to 1. During that show, we might have a little activity to watch on radar. Maybe a little popper happening later in the afternoon around 95. But notice how everything moves to the west, as Mike was talking about. Our steering current, that southeast sea breeze, really kind of wins the day for Monday and for Tuesday.
Yes,
this is about to shift.
Yeah, so we're watching those winds and that flow. We said we got to watch the flow. Next 2 days, lower rain chances, plenty of heat. But we're eventually going to start to see that flow come out of the southwest. So coming up, we're going to take a look at the better rain chances. But if you have grill plans, we're talking some isolated, widely scattered storms. We keep them. But remember, when the thunder roars, we head indoors, and then we can get back to those steaks. And I did make some chicken the other day.
I was going to ask what you grilled this weekend.
Chicken and that, but I used an air fryer. And it worked out. It's all about the seasoning is what I'm figuring.
You got to season it.
Yeah, so the cilantro lime did really well. So maybe put a little cilantro lime. There's your low rain chances the rest of the afternoon. I want to give you a sneak peek to the front. If you're traveling, a lot of rain to the north, big trough to our west. That's all moving east eventually. So even though we're missing out on some of the heavier rain you're seeing today from New Orleans to Atlanta, where the Braves had another rain delay yesterday and another loss, you go to the Carolinas to my Nats.
But Nats are pesky.
They are.
Oh, and I have a little.
You have a little
knock on the. A little knock on the back door.
Okay.
Maybe a little back door.
Maybe
front. Maybe that slides back. Maybe. And enhances
some of the rain.
Rain.
So today more of a miss. Staying safe. There's a couple spots I could see a little bit more. There you go. A little spotty, maybe up toward the north and west. All right. Toward Lake City and Waycross. But something to stay tuned for. Here it is. We've got rain chances really starting to increase by Friday into the weekend. Maybe, just maybe, a weather impact alert and beneficial rain to put a dent in that drought. Something to get us all fired up. We'll be right back after this, and we'll talk about that rain.
We have new details about a heavy police presence in Jacksonville Beach.
Driver fired gunshots along the interstate today, prompting a police chase.
Breaking overnight, police are investigating an officer-involved shooting.
Breaking news, a major crash on I-95.
Routine controlled burn got out of control. First Coast News was the only station there.
Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. The First Coast News Plus TV app. Streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Have the umbrella in the back seat, the rain jacket ready to go.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
Let's get some breaking news we've been following overnight.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. First Coast News Plus, complete coverage of your local news, weather, and more.
The First Coast News weather team has your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather. Our team is here to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
There it is.
All right, welcome in. We got
some shout outs. Valerie Duffy, happy Monday. Yeah, have a great day. Zeta, Z-A-I-D-A. Hey, good morning. Happy Memorial. Well, she's happy Memorial Day, and we're remembering the reason. So that's the big thing there. Paula Lowe with the Memorial Day wish to everybody. And Zeta, again, thanks everybody for their service and remembering those that gave their lives. And then Alton with a big shout out there with the prayer sign. Yes, prayer's good.
Prayer's good. Prayer's great. Maybe praying for rain. Maybe wanting a little bit of rain.
Yeah, so I think we're all on the same page. We got the prayer hands up, and let's take a look at the maps. You ready to show some rain? I mean, this week's been a little tougher on the rain.
So we're going through all the way through Wednesday. We're looking at the American model.
This is all the way through next Wednesday.
Okay.
June 3rd. So there's our timeline at the top.
Yep.
This is really a busy map. This is GFS, our American model, showing lots of purples and reds. So when we're in purples and reds, I always say beneficial blue. Purple is good. 2 to 4 inches of rain, and that would bring our monthly rainfall total to finish May well above normal into June. That's what we need.
So we need to get 3.5 inches. We're at 2.88 inches for the month of May. I do have a friendly wager with Ross. I said we're going to hit it. We're going to get a surplus for the month of May. We're going to end our 8-month now consecutive monthly deficit. And
he didn't go with
it? He took the under. He's just not sold.
He likes to be devil's advocate.
He wanted to play devil's advocate with me, and he likes to just poke my
ribs
a
like
little.
that. Yeah.
He does, and he's aggressive with the rib poking. And sometimes I take it well, sometimes I don't. But no, I think we're going to do it between. But now the caveat is, now the way that we keep records, it's got to happen at the airport.
I know, isn't that annoying?
It is.
It can be very annoying
because we have seen rain events where we got 5-6 inches of rain down towards Durban and Nocatee.
But I tell folks it all evens out though over summer season. You're seeing it really does even out.
It will.
Nature bases it on heating. So one day, say you get the big storm over Mandarin, and they just missed it up towards San Jose. Right, and San Marco. The next day, that creates a natural boundary, almost a front in the atmosphere, where the areas that were dry have a tendency to have that, when we call those, for those late day summer storms, the areas that missed it the day before, they're the ones that get knocked the next day, and then the areas that had the rain the day before do not. So I have my money on you. I'm going to put.
I think. I mean, all we really need is another 0.56 inches of rain between now and Sunday.
We could have something pop by.
It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. I mean, if you know what I mean. Like, if it's just how it lines up. Now we are forecasting a little more west today.
Here's something to make you feel better.
Okay.
Here's the Euro. This is
the Euro.
This is called King Euro. This is what I love looking.
I've been leaning Euro too.
Deeper moisture. This is even more rain. Now we're getting into I've got to do a different scale at the top. We're going to fix that.
Yeah.
That's like 5,
6
4,
inches.
5, 6 inches plus.
Through Wednesday, June 3rd. So going beyond. And,
Well, a little bit, but look at the big theme here. Like that's
some Gulf moisture, isn't it?
It's all the way to Tennessee.
Yeah.
South Carolina up to Myrtle Beach, the Grand Strand. I mean, this is a big area of
we're entering
of rain.
the wet season. And this is
It's
exactly
wonderful.
what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to start seeing these southwest winds.
We are. So let's look at the wind flow here.
That little Bermuda high. Look out to the right over Bermuda. Look how that high kind of dips to the south. And
let's
west.
go. Cheer
And
it on,
that's
nation.
going to allow southwest flow.
Look where the train tracks of activity right over us. So
Right,
you're going to have everything shift from the south and west
Yep.
over us here at home. So I love that.
Which allows
little
a little bit
depiction.
more convergence of sea breezes. You get your Gulf side tends to win out, opposed to what we've seen with these southeast winds, where the Atlantic side wins out, gets shoved all the way out to 75. This kind of steers things that do pop back towards us.
Yeah, so next couple of days we said more of a West Coast day, and really it's been that way for the last week or so. It's going to shift to the East Coast thanks to that southwest flow. But look, and Lou,
Hark!
We're going to look at the little specks toward western Florida, just off Tampa, Fort Myers, Sarasota. There's some hints. Maybe we could get maybe a sloppy weak off low, which we wouldn't be disappointed with, right? Maybe that could enhance some lift.
A lot of shear.
Okay, you want to see some shear? Okay, and then behind that, we're still watching pretty unsettled weather as we go into June.
But look at this.
All right, let's look at the shear here. All right. This goes Tuesday, Wednesday. Keep watching into the weekend. Yeah, wow, that's not quite as much shear as we saw the last couple of days.
Yeah, now Wednesday, now we get to midweek, but there is a little bit of a break, a little bit of opportunity next weekend for, what wouldn't surprise me is a little.
Oh man,
we're gonna get
a little hybrid.
A little hybrid low.
I want to see this one more time. Run this. Yeah, there's like a little window there. Let's go in here.
So there's your window.
I'm trying to pause it, but of course. Sorry.
So Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll keep our eye on that little bit of a window.
Yeah.
Which could just enhance the rainfall, and if anything.
Yeah, we're not looking for.
We're not looking for anything major,
not
strong.
at all.
It would just be a kind of a rainier. Just enhance the rain, which we're already calling for. We're already seeing ingredients kind of line up for it.
Okay.
So
we will
and of course
watch
we're talking tropics. We have really hit on for months now this developing El Nino, right, and how it could create quote unquote below average conditions. But what El Nino doesn't really impact the early season. Thinking Gulf, thinking near waters of the Atlantic, you could get these, what Mike would say is the hybrid system, the baroclinic.
The enclosed systems.
Enclosed system.
There we go. Homegrown systems.
Homegrown.
Yeah, I can go on.
Home brewed.
Home brewed. Okay.
Yeah, your microbrewed.
So, yeah, we're still transitioning into the El Nino. And again, El Nino a lot of times can be trumped or overridden by warm waters, and we have plenty of warm water where you're seeing this activity over the Gulf. We've got temperatures. We gave our water temperature here in Jacksonville 79, but you got low 80s where this possible type of low pressure hybrid forms. But development or not, I think the big thing for us will be about the same. Just heavy rain is the big thing, and which we really need to help in this drought. So a lot of people have been asking, well, we need the rain. Well, based on this pattern, everything's lining up very nicely to really start to see that rain by late week into the weekend. So we'll keep watching the shear maps if we get something that tries to develop and become a little more organized. But either way, I think we're agreeing that it'll just be a system that'll bring us rain.
Some rain. Yeah. And we'll get another look tomorrow, like the global tropical hazards page that they look a week and 2 weeks out.
Yeah,
we're not, National Hurricane Center is not tracking anything the next 7 days. That's quiet. What the global tropical hazards outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, they'll put out things 2 weeks in advance, just kind of pinpointing where areas of development happen.
They probably won't do one with this one.
And I bet they won't.
Another one behind. There could be a second one down in the Caribbean.
Because in fact, they're really highlighting, the Pacific side of Mexico.
They are. That's where the highest risk.
And that's where the highest risk would be right now, kind of the above average risk. So, nothing to worry about. In fact, things to get excited about with the potential for rain, getting green grass, getting your gardens.
This is what we're really, our big theme is the heavy rain. So here's Tuesday, Wednesday. Notice how there's a shift starting to take place from West Coast.
Wow.
All right, bring it in. Come on. let's go to the East Coast Friday. Oh, come on. All right, there it is. There's our 10-day forecast.
Mike's going full 10-day.
I did. I mean, look at this.
Look at the opportunities.
Now, I had 70, 60, 70. I should have just kept it at 70 this morning. I had 70 yesterday. I'm not sure. I just basically I average out the best models that I trust, and things still leaning for the heavy rain, and nothing much has changed. So I still think very good chances rain is the big theme, and maybe a weather impact alert as we head into Friday into the weekend. So that'd be my
I agree with you.
Big thing.
I will be, yeah. So as a team, we kind of, behind the curtain, if we think 70% of our area will be impacted, meaning you're going to have to change plans, you're going to have to make adjustments for your afternoon, and especially line up on a weekend. It doesn't have to be afternoon. It could be, we've got things going on in the morning. So we're going to put that out. We're going to give it one day. We'll give it Tuesday. We'll kind of pull that trigger, make that decision for Friday, Saturday, perhaps even into Sunday.
Maybe.
Just so you have your plans ready to go for a weekend as we get into a summer pattern.
Yeah, it's not
true summer
It's
pattern.
not just those scattered hit or miss storms. When you're talking widespread rain, that's what weather impact alerts, nature takes it just to that next level. Of course, this weekend we did have the weather impact alert because and we've got our Memorial Day, right?
Sure.
We're honoring our heroes and big plans, and that's what we all factor into the equation as well.
Couldn't agree
so
more.
not just the percentage, we put you, the people, first. So. And speaking of people, I want to give a shout out to Katrino coming in on his Memorial Day.
On the ones and twos,
Jackson
Katrino
Brown,
directing,
the baddest
Jackson,
man in whole downtown.
And not the music, but Jackson Brown, our digital guy, doing his thing.
Wonderful.
We're updating our Know Your Zone web story right now, so I need you to check that out so you know your zone, prepared for hurricane season. We got a big hurricane special that'll be airing very soon. In fact, Saturday.
I'm very excited.
Get close to that. So for Mike Prangley, I'm Lewis Turner. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day.